Hello, everybody. Razorblade Mango here, and today we're gonna do probably what is my favorite type of video to do on this channel: the most anticipated games of whatever next year is. Well, in this case, is 2019. And normally, the way I do this is, you know, I pick 10 and I talk about them in a rather, boring fashion. But instead, I want to do something special for this year because this year is this next coming year is a lot of stuff that I think we're all very much looking forward to. Packed year too. So with me, I have two people who I'm very pleased to welcome onto this podcast. So let's start with Claylex. Welcome back, sir.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
And also with me is Epic Steve, fellow podcaster.
Hello everyone, Epic Steve here. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you, Steve. So
That rhymed.
that did rhyme. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna first talk about honorable mentions and then go into our own personal top 10 rankings, but we're gonna go by numbers. So all three of us are gonna say our number 10s and we'll talk, our number 9s and then we'll talk, our number 8s and we'll talk, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna have Claylex. You said you had an honorable mention to talk about, and what would that be?
My honorable mention is probably is Hades.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna say this real quick. Is that yes, you guys did see this in the Game Awards. Looked very, very nice. Okay, now admit I never played Transistor, but I've seen a lot of the gameplay Transistor, and it's like, these are the same guys who made Transistor, and I've seen the gameplay for Hades, and it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. You've never played Transistor?
No, I haven't. I've seen
It's
the
so
gameplay
good.
for it. Yeah, like I've heard it's so amazing.
Have you ever played any of the other Super Giant stuff like Bastion or Pyre?
No, unfortunately, I haven't. That's why it's like I want to give Hades a shot. Finally, get into what makes Super Giant games so good.
Yeah. They are like definitely one of the most talented indie studios out there. And the only reason is that the only reason Hades isn't on the list is because it's, I don't know, I mean, that might be an honorable mention, but I'm not like super crazy about dungeon crawlers like that. Even though it did look cool just from a, an art style perspective, just like all the Supergiant games do. But
Yeah.
but if it was more like Transistor, I think it would make my honorable mentions.
I never played Transistor. I played Bastion and Pyre. I did not like Pyre. I did like Bastion though.
Bastion's
Uh,
good. I think Pyre might actually
Thank
be
you
my
for that.
favorite one.
I did not like that one. I don't know why.
Did you play it on the hardest difficulty or just normal?
I just played on normal. I start off on normal, then I go. Then if I like it, I'll play again.
Oh, okay. Hard mode is where the game, because it's all about what happens when you lose. So having it on hard mode, like if you lose, the story actually branches into like really different areas depending on how many times you lose.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's really cool. But
I might try it again at some point. It's just I know when I played, I didn't like it, but I did like Bastion.
Bastion's
Uh,
good.
or even seen any gameplay of it, so I have no idea about that.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Did you have any more honorable mentions, Claylex?
No, that's about it.
Steve, your honorable mentions, sir.
Okay, I have three, so I'm gonna start with my first one.
Okay.
Uh, Black Bolt, who cares? Anthem.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I actually put that in honorable mention because I do see with like what they're trying to do with it so
Mhm.
far, but because the company that's over it can't put it as anticipated because they could always mess it up. Um,
Yeah.
I am I'm cautiously optimistic for it.
Okay.
And it seems like my kind of game, so I definitely looking forward to Anthem if it is good.
Okay. when this is over, I've actually played Anthem, so I can't talk about it on here, but I can tell you privately when we're done what I thought about it.
Okay.
What else you got?
Got Days Gone.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, with Days Gone, I don't mean to like you know, but be honest, it's like I'm trying to like the game personally, but I don't know, there just isn't something about it that interests me, like personally.
I always get a I just don't know how to feel about Days Gone. Like it's the more I see of it, the more skeptical I become.
Yeah, like it's like the first time I saw it, I actually was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this game, $60 and all that." But the
Yeah.
more, like you said, the more I saw it, the more I'm like, I don't know now."
So what makes it an honorable mention for you, Steve?
Days Gone. It's sort of like if you guys remember back when the current gen console first launched, like with the Wii U, PS4, Xbox One.
Mhm.
There's the zombie game had announced called Human Element, and
Hmm.
Human element.
it looked really good. And Days Gone sort of reminds me of that game. That game, of course, didn't happen because but
Human element.
is that in a kind of quirky kind of zombie game, and I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of zombie games, but when it comes
Mhm.
to quirk, just fun kind of zombie games, like I really do like that. That's one of the reasons I like
Huh.
Dying Light so much. Was
Mm.
because it had a lot to it, and I was like, yes, that was very getting me to parkour. So Days Gone it looks good, but like you guys said, the more I see of it, the less. But I still do want to play it. So
Yeah. You said you had three.
yeah.
What's the final one?
Yeah.
Final one, you're gonna hate me, Razors. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay. I don't hate you.
Oh, okay, okay.
I know right off the bat that you're not as big on it as I am. I can understand that though.
I mean, with Kingdom Hearts, I love number one. Number two was my like just like one of my favorite games of all time. I really
Fuck
did like
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
different of it, but I thought Retain Memories was a really good game. I really liked the Riku's story, and that was really cool to me. So the game, like I'm angry at Square Enix for taking so long with this game, and
Yeah, I
I'm
could totally understand.
yeah, I'm sort of worried about it, but at the same time,
I am
Mhm.
too. I mean we'll
person over it.
huh?
Go ahead.
Um I mean we'll definitely talk about it more later, but I I'm still waiting for Square Enix to drop the ball somehow. Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
put it past them for them. Like as excited
Yeah.
as I am still like that's the bad thing about games nowadays. You're kind of just waiting for them to like okay, like when's the bullshit gonna kick in?
I yeah, I hope it doesn't turn out to be like Final Fantasy 15. I
Oh my
hope it
god.
doesn't.
that's what I was gonna say. Is I
Oh
was
God.
when it was 13 verses, I was like, okay, this is looking kind of good, nice, but I like 13, so I was like, maybe 13 verses would be better. And then got pushed off, and then became Final Fantasy 15,
Yeah.
and it looked. Then I played it. I was like, it's not a bad game, but it wasn't worth the long wait for it.
No.
So,
It I don't even think it's a bad game. I just think
It's a disappointment.
yeah, very disappointing. Um but yeah, I think we'll get into my honorable mention. I'll just do like a lightning round through them. So
Okay.
if you want to talk about them more in depth, I mean go for it. Days Gone is one of my honorable mentions just because I'm a big fan of PlayStation's exclusives, but this one I'm not entirely sure about just because the gameplay kind of looks a little.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm not sure about this one. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 that could go either way, but I'm just
I'm
excited for
still.
more.
I'll be very honest with you. I'm extremely pissed off at that because it's like, granted, I have people come to. I'm gonna say this real quick. I've
Hmm.
had people come to me and say like, dude, you should be grateful because Nintendo bought it. Basically, it's like saved it. It's like sure, but I'm not going to get it on PC or PS4 or
Yeah.
Xbox One. It's like, and and I'll be honest, like it would look beautiful on PC, like with
Oh
new
yeah.
graphics and all that. It's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm kind of not mad, just irritated that it's like this is what it's come to,
Yeah. It's another Bayonetta situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's how some of my friends felt about the whole Spider-Man thing because I know some of my friends they own Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it was on the PS4, and that Spider-Man is a really godlike Spider-Man game. I
Yeah.
have PS4. So I feel like it's that similar situation where some people who do like the franchise they can't get it because it's not on their platform.
Yeah. It's odd too seeing a Marvel game be exclusive to a Nintendo console.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
weird.
odd. The next one is Dreams, which is that weird looking PS4 exclusive from the Little Big Planet
That's still not
people.
out yet?
No, they just announced today that the beta is gonna launch in January. The beta will launch in January. And
For some
I'm
reason I thought it was already out. Okay.
no, it's I've had my eye on it for a long time just because I don't like the Little Big Planet games, but I really liked what I saw when Dreams was demoed like live at PSX last year. So I was like, this game has the potential to like be groundbreaking. But I think how PlayStation has been marketing it has been terrible. They've done a really terrible job of convincing people to buy this. And if it comes out at $60, that's it. That game is just dead on arrival.
Like I look at it, I'm like that game is not worth $60. Like maybe 20-25 bucks, but hell no, am I not paying $60 for that game?
I don't think Sony's gonna take the like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, or they're just gonna be like, fuck that, we're gonna grab all the birds we can muster. So
grab it by the hand with a strong hand.
Yeah, the big blue hands of Sony are crushing this game, but which is a shame because even though I don't like Little Big Planet, I think this game has a lot of potential. It's just it's just
I kind of liked Little Big Planet because of the amount of stuff you could do, but then it's like every sequel they kind of just like restricted it. I'm like, what you doing, guys?
Yeah. I just don't have the imagination for the Media Molecule games. Like, I don't buy games to make my own levels. I like, with the very few exceptions of maybe something like Super Mario Maker, but it's like, I just don't have the time or patience to learn how to make levels like that.
I like doing that because, game developer here, hey, but
okay,
nice.
It was just boring to me. I just I could never get into that game. So
yeah.
I can understand.
Next one is the Dark Chronicles Man of Medan, which is the new game from Supermassive, who did Until Dawn. I like Until Dawn. This one just looks like more of the same, which is fine because I like Until Dawn. I like that the series is going to be like an anthology kind of thing where they release these like $30 little,
that game.
Yeah, these like little mini horror games that come out every so often that explore different subgenres, which I'm on board for that, just depending on how Man of Medan is.
I was gonna say, so it's basically like basically you're watching a Goosebumps episode.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Except that it's more R-rated instead of teen rated.
Yes, it's definitely R-rated from Until Dawn. Next one is Twin Mirror, which is the new game from Don't Nod. It's another one of these episodic kind of mystery things.
Oh yeah, I think it's like the one where the guy has to figure out what happened to him and all that.
It reminds me. It reminds me a lot of Quantic Dream's Fahrenheit, which I like.
Oh, I'm so excited for that game too. Like,
it looks good. Like it has the weird writing, and the kind of cringy voice acting of like all the Don't Nod games, but it does look good. I just wish they'd stop trying to,
Oh, keep going.
I just wish they'd stop trying, like they're a French studio. Just please stop trying to do American dialogue. It just does not sound good. The next one is Luigi's Mansion 3, just because it's Luigi's Mansion.
Oh my god, like I've been so out of it with the Luigi's Mansion series. I didn't even realize it was like, oh, they made more than one game of that.
Yeah. the Dark Moon for the 3DS, which is a shame because
I put that on my list, but I wasn't sure did it have a solid release date, so I was
yes, that's 2019.
okay. Well then, I can rearrange my list for that then.
Okay.
You know, I love this mansion.
Okay. Next one is the Medieval remake from PlayStation, which I've never played Medieval, so and I think it looks really good from the trailer, so I'm looking forward to it. Crash Team Racing, which come on.
Yeah.
I've never played it, but I'm really looking forward to trying it out finally.
Yeah, I'm not a racing fan myself, but I can definitely see the appeal of why people love Crash, like the Crash racing games
Yeah.
so much.
I'm not a fan of racing, but give me the cartoony ones like of course Mario Kart, and I'll be into that. And my last honorable mention is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. And this one barely missed the mark of being in the 10. Just barely, cuz I think that game looks fantastic, but there were just 10 other ones that
I almost made mentions, but not quite. It just got beat out by another game, but cool.
Yeah. It's from software. It's more not exactly Dark Souls-y, but it just looks really cool. Which is weird coming from like a time when we have Neo now, and now that From Software is doing their own samurai Dark Souls. All right. So if you gentlemen don't have any more, I guess we'll move on to the top 10. So
yeah, I got no honorable mentions, so we can go.
Okay. Steve, you all good?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Alright, so for Claylex, what is your number 10?
Number 10 for me will be Judge Eyes.
Okay. And Steve, what about you? Say again?
Down 3.
Which one? Are you sorry? You're cutting out a little bit.
Down 3. It's that one.
Oh.
Sir.
Yeah, I couldn't. You're cutting
Yeah,
out.
you are cutting out.
Better.
It's like little bursts of voice in there.
Yeah.
Let me reset this.
Okay.
That was good.
Oh wait, so what was the game? I couldn't hear it.
Down 3.
Oh, Crackdown 3?
Oh.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said. I was like, I just heard 3, and I'm like, Crackdown 3?
Yeah, it's like which free? Kingdom Hearts free or?
Crackdown.
Okay. Mine is
number 2. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Mine is Concrete Genie from PlayStation. So,
Whoa, what's that game?
Concrete Genie it was shown off like more than a year ago at I think it was Paris Games Week, and it was this.
Oh,
the one
that game.
Yeah, where you're like a bullied kid in a crappy looking town that has to repaint the town, and the paintings come to life. Which
so basically, it's like, hey, if you guys ever watched Nickelodeon back when you were a kid, they had this show called Chalk Zone. Yeah. Instead of a chalk, you got a paintbrush.
Ruby's got the chalk.
And kind of like Epic Mickey too, if you want to like get into.
Oh yeah, that too. I just think it looks charming, and I don't actually I kind of hate the studio's last game that they did, which was that stupid Entwined game where there was like the bird and the fish combining together because they're in a romantic relationship. I thought it was just a shit game. I hated it. But this one looks much better compared to the other one. So, Judge Eyes. Why are you looking forward to that, Alex?
Probably because once again, talking with the same thing between Haze and Transistor, I've never played any of the Yakuza games.
Oh man!
And once again, I want to give the studio. Unfortunately, I do not know the name of the studio.
Damn, I need to look that up.
Yeah, you can look that up while I keep talking.
Okay.
Anyways, again, Judge Eyes looked really, really good. It's basically, I believe you play as a detective, and it's basically, yeah, it's kind of the same as Yakuza. You still beat the shit out of criminals and all that other jazz,
Mm-hmm.
but you're now, you do detective work. You figure out other cases like murders, burglary, and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I've seen like the story trailer, the action trailer they had that was like 13 minutes of just action combat, and it was been really good.
Oh yeah, God yes.
Yeah,
That's actually much higher on my list. Because I'm been so looking forward to that ever since it was announced. Like it just
yeah.
looks
I forgot all about that.
it looks phenomenal. And this is I haven't played Yakuza until very recently. So I was working on Yakuza 0 when they announced that, and I was just like, this looks so awesome. And like Yakuza 0 was the last Yakuza game before they switched to the new engine. So seeing the new engine in Judge Eyes, I was just like, oh my god, this looks so good.
Yeah, it
Oh, I
looks
can't.
so great,
Yeah,
man.
I love detective stuff too. So this is like Yakuza meets Ace Attorney, which is like right up my alley. I love that
Yep,
kind of shit.
yep. It's like, and it's crazy because, like, again, once again, I feel it's to Japan because they get base. I think like they have the game. I think they're playing the game now, and we gotta wait a couple months for it to come out in
We
America.
gotta wait more than half a year for it,
Yeah.
which sucks. Epic Steve, why are you looking forward to Crackdown so much?
I really love Crackdown 2. I like that was a game I thoroughly enjoyed in my youth. But yeah, it was a really good game. And number three, like when I see stuff about it, it looks cool. I mean, I'm upset that they keep delaying the goddamn game. Well, release date, which that's what
Yeah,
they said. It's probably gonna die because it's coming out not too long after Kingdom Hearts 3. But
yeah, it's coming. I think it's coming out on the same day too as like I think the new Far Cry game and like three other things that's coming out on that day.
so unfortunately, it's probably not gonna sell well. But
Nah, I'm just surprised it actually came out at all. Like I figured it would be I would have been canceled a long time ago. Just like when did they announce that? Wasn't it like 2013, 2014 they announced it?
they announced that I think with the launch of the Xbox One.
Oh
So
my
yeah.
god. What do you make of Terry Crews being like the face of Crackdown 3?
I think it's funny because Crackdown has always been a kind of quirky kind of shooter. Once again, I like quirky games.
Yeah. I just don't
He's a
I
quirky person.
yeah. Oh yeah. I just don't have like a really great feeling about it just because I feel like even though we've gotten like 3 or 4 trailers now this year, I still don't really have a good idea of what it is. Like is I know there's the multiplayer mode with the wrecking zone and that looks fine, but what is the campaign gonna be like? Is it just gonna be like the
Yeah,
old
I mean,
ones or what?
Yeah, I was gonna say like real quick personally is like the reason I'm kind of disinterested in the game is because they want to promote basically basically how much destruction you can put into the game, and that's it. There's nothing aside from also Terry Crews, who's amazing by the way, but like other than that, it's like they're only showing us two things great about the game, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No campaign mode, no other special features make
Yeah.
me interested. Like,
I think they need another like announcement that shows off more of that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
More the
exactly.
same as far as number two, but then they do have the destructible environments. That
Yeah.
will be a game for me. But
Like, I'm so worried about like the multiplayer because like imagine it's gonna be like Fallout 76 where you crash the servers because you so much destruction the servers can't handle it.
As much shit as I
it's Fallout
give
3.
Yeah, as much shit as I give Microsoft, I think their servers are a lot more competent than Bethesda's.
True.
I think that are we good with our number 10 picks? You want to move on, or we got more to say about our stuff?
I can move
Yeah, I'm just
on.
gonna say Crackdown 3. I think it's gonna be a decent game. It's definitely gonna sell well because it's gonna get lost in shuffle. But
Yeah,
like I said, I'll still buy it.
That's fair enough. I mean, you do you, man. All right. Let's start with Epic Steve. What is your number 9?
Metro Exodus.
Ooh.
Okay.
Claylex.
Now, I really like the Metro or less like.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. My number 9 pick is Biomutant.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, forgot about the game.
Yeah, basically like the game where you basically are, I'm not gonna say you're a furry, you just like choose an animal and then like you switch. I thought like, you just be like a preset character, but no, you can customize him or her pretty well.
Yeah.
Like holy crap.
It's by THQ, isn't it? Or THQ Nordic?
I think so.
Yeah, they've been publishing some weird ass games recently.
Yeah, but this one definitely is like in my like
It looks really
piqued
good.
my interest. Yeah.
Mine, and this might come as a surprise to some people. My number 9 is actually going to be Devil May Cry 5. So
What?
so let me explain.
Okay.
First of all, I absolutely hate that there are microtransactions in this game. I put that on here knowing full well. Number 2, I am not gonna buy this new. I'm not buying this in any way that would give Capcom money. Like I'm not getting it digitally. I'm not getting it new. And I'm certainly not gonna pre-order it. I'm certainly not getting the $150 collector's edition of it. But when it's available used, or if someone gifts it to me, I am going to happily play the shit out of it because I think it looks great just from all the trailers they've shown from it, and I'm just so looking forward to trying it out when I can get it without Capcom getting my money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that fair, or is it still
No, that's
like,
fair.
That's my number 8. So.
which, like, have you seen the new trailers for it? It looks so good.
It looks so
Yeah,
good,
I-
but it looks so Capcom.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I've seen the new characters gameplay like V.
Yeah.
He I kind of like the way he's a lot different from how Dante and Virgil fight, where he tends to stay away from the combat and let his animal like demon companions
Yeah.
and, he's not slow. He does have dash moves, so don't worry about him being slow.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing is like his bird friend is
Yeah.
is voiced by Billy West.
Wait, really?
He
Billy
sounded
West?
like him.
What?
Right from Futurama?
No way. I need to look that up.
Dude, I'm okay with muting myself and Steve muting. It's like, dude, you gotta hear the bird talk. Like, it sounds exactly like Billy West.
I mean, that might be him, but I don't see any. He might be under NDA not to say that he's involved with it.
That would be funny though. Like, I love Billy West, but like, just him in a Devil May Cry game, like,
That is That would be pretty interesting.
yeah.
I just like that he has a wisecracking demon bird with him.
Hold on one second.
Very good.
Yeah.
I just like that he has a wisecracking demon bird with him. Metro Exodus. Interesting. Why Metro Exodus?
I did really like the last light. Like I said, I never thought I would like the Metro, like Metro in general. Like I just because like I looked at it, I was like, nah, this is not my type of game.
Yeah.
Then one day I was over at a friend's, played the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a good game.
Yeah.
So I really did actually get into the Metro off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I saw some stuff by Exodus and like at one of the E3s. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this game. And the more like I hear and see, the more I'm like, you know what? I really do want this game. So as long as they do nothing stupid, like let's add microtransactions everywhere. I'll still be hyped for it.
I think it's coming out the same day as Crackdown 3 too.
Oh well, I'm at 120.
Yeah. I think like the funny thing about Metro and Crackdown is that they both were gonna release the same day as Days Gone and Anthem. So Anthem stayed in the Anthem stayed in the release date. Days Gone delayed into April, and now both Crackdown and Metro are like, oh, we're gonna release a week early! Yay! No competition. And then they just went right back into competition with each other, and then a Far Cry game got mixed into that release date too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you guys better just get out of February in general, because that's insane.
I think they should do a soft delay. That's what the developers call soft delay.
Yeah.
They should do that, like delay into like a month or two, and like no, but like it'd be more understandable because you want to be profitable when you release it.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to release where it's gonna get lost to the shuffle. So
yeah,
do a delay if you have to.
Absolutely. Number 8. Let's have Claylex. You start this time.
Okay, I didn't talk much about Biomutant.
Oh, okay. Right. No. Let's talk about Biomutant for a little bit.
I'm sorry. It's okay. Okay, so I'll just kind of say it real quick, but not too quick. It's like basically, you play as your own animal thing, whatever. It's like they're a mutant, like a biomutant, hence the game title. And surprisingly enough, it's like I think it's like I don't know what game it is. Like it's kind of like open world, semi-open world. You can ride a blimp.
What?
You can use various weapons.
You got me sold.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're like you're a little animal that rides a blimp. You can ride a blimp.
I mean, yeah. There is a game. The Gamescom trailer showed you could ride a blimp.
Oh my god!
Unless like the enemies like pull you up with their hooks, and of course you got various weapons. You got your I think you got swords, guns, crossbows, clubs, all that other jazz. When your mutations can also like I think help you adapt to certain environments, like if it gets really cold or really hot, that kind of stuff. And I think what interests me is just how, I don't know, it actually seems like this game has a lot of effort put into it. And like there's a lot of stuff you could do aside from fighting creatures. You can also fight big-ass creatures like Monster Hunter style. That's pretty cool.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Look into that game now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch
into the game.
I need to watch more of the gameplay. Let's have. I guess I'll throw out my number 8. My number 8 is The Outer Worlds from Obsidian, the newly announced one. Epic Steve, let's have you go next.
Devil May Cry 5. So
okay.
I kind of gave my 2 cents about that. I'll just say one more thing about that later.
Okay. Claylex.
Psychonauts 2.
Oh yeah, that too.
I keep forgetting about Psychonauts.
I do too.
It's understandable. It's like it's a great game, but like sometimes people are like, "Oh, I remember that." Like I forgot about that.
Yeah. It looks really good though from that one trailer they showed at the Game Awards. Like how long has it been in development? Like 4 years it's been in development?
Yeah, it's like the last one I saw was about 3 or 4 years ago during the Indiegogo. I bought the pledge for it that, so basically I'm basically getting it for free now. Well, I did pay money on the Indiegogo to get it, but I'm probably when it comes out, I think like I paid $25 to get it. So like if it comes out for $60, like why?
That's a steal.
Yeah.
What'd you want to say?
Especially if it's like so.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
What'd you want to say about Devil May Cry 5, Steve?
Oh, it's like you said with the whole thing about microtransactions. It makes me kind of want to get it, new. But I still am love Devil May Cry, and I still know I will be getting that game.
Well, that's the funny thing about I mean I don't like. I'll throw like one of the dumbest comments I've ever gotten for like my channel ever was that there was like one person that was like, you've exposed yourself for the hypocrite you are, because if you criticize this, you don't love Devil May Cry. And I was like, Like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, the reason I'm talking about this is because I love Devil May Cry. Like, what?
Well, yeah, that's what I always say to people. Is like you could still love a company or a product, whatever, but you could still criticize the shit out of it. Like,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
like, see, like, that's why I'll always try not to be a fanboy. Because if I was a fanboy, I'd keep sucking at Schlon, and not like not criticize it. That's
uh,
basically what it is.
yeah. Like, if you just keep gargling a company's balls, you're not gonna. They're just gonna
Exactly.
keep sticking their balls in your mouth, and you're just gonna keep gargling them.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
until you wake up one day and realize, like, wait a minute, I've just got some balls in my mouth.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah,
I understood that
it's
either. Like people do that. Like I know sometimes like I'll talk bad about Nintendo, and people like, oh, so you don't like Nintendo? I'm like, no, but that's what you always talk about in your podcast. I'm like, of course I do because
yeah,
I do like the company. They just do a lot of stupid stuff.
yeah.
So
Like if you're really a fan of something, you want to see it the best you possibly can. You can see it as like you want it to
Yeah.
be the best it can be, and if it's doing something that hinders that, like you gotta be able to like criticize and be like, hey, this sucks. Like, why is it like this? Outer
yeah,
Worlds. I
love
know.
Capcom,
Okay.
which is
No, go ahead, Steve.
on my list. That's gonna be Capcom.
Yeah.
Uh, spoiler alert. But yeah, I do like Capcom. I just want them to do better, and
Yeah.
that's it. That
Yeah.
for me, Cry 5 is not higher on the list. It's like a lower on the list than
Yeah.
I've been doing.
I think I'll save Outer Worlds for later because I think I know it's gonna get brought up again. So I'll save that
Okay.
for later.
Okay. I think it's my turn with Psychonauts 2.
Okay.
I gotta say, like, so far we've only seen around. I think we've seen only like a little gameplay from a developer, like basically, Tim Schafer was showing it off, in like one of the Indiegogo things. I'll be honest, like I think it's private, so unfortunately I can't really talk about it. Like I
Mhm.
can't remember. So we did see an official first trailer though, and it looked as good as I was expecting it to be for Psychonauts 2.
Mhm.
And it's kind of how I always expected. It's awesome. It almost gives me kind of a superhero vibe, but also with that, it's psychic, and it also kind of creeps me out. Psychonauts does that too. Gives you that kind of bit of creep factor to it,
Mhm.
especially if you like meet the fish monster in the first game, and like the final boss. That one was freaking horrific. But it's as I expected it to be. It's going to be a platformer. You're going to use psychic powers to do a bunch of stuff. It just overall, it's as I expect it to be, and I love it. I'm
I hope it's really good.
Yeah, the one thing that worries
Right.
me is Tim Schafer himself, because I can't. He did that thing with the sock puppet, and one of his other games was really horrible. And I just hope like that that stuff is put away so he can focus on doing Psychonauts 2.
Yeah. It's I hope like as much as I do like Psychonauts from back in the day, but when you play it now, it's like it's a little bit
Yeah.
floaty, especially when you play it
Hmm.
on the PC. It's
Yeah, because
just yeah.
it's I could definitely agree the game is definitely aged, like, you know just some stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like some platforms just like piss me off because they're like, oh, I wish I could jump higher or do this or that. But
Yeah.
like overall, it's like I could still do everything and beat the game.
Mhm. I thought Broken Age was horrendous. So I'm excited for it just because it's Psychonauts, but I'm
Yeah.
also
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. That's the game, Broken Age. That was the game I said that Tim Schafer was like, "What the hell is this, man?"
yeah. That game was just ugh, just bad.
Yeah, they dropped the ball with that game.
Yeah. I think it's number 7. I think we're on our number
Yeah.
7. So,
Yep.
Number 7.
what is yours, Claylex? Your number 7.
Doom Eternal.
Ooh.
I'm a
Epic
little
Steve.
worried about that game, but I'll talk about that later. Like
Yeah.
after.
Okay. Epic Steve.
It's funny. His number 7 is my number 6, but my number 7 is Gear of War 5. I'm
Mm.
Okay.
a fan. I really do love the game.
It looks
Like
good.
did. Um, but yeah, Gears of War. I actually have the game. I actually streamed it, but unfortunately, I lost that gameplay on this channel, so I have to
Uh,
restream it. Yeah, I do really like Gears of War 4. That's what I started off with. And as far as played all the Gears, and Gears 5 looks amazing. Looks like it's gonna be a great game.
it looks almost like God, like what PlayStation did with God of War, almost. Like
So
it.
it changes up a little the formula a bit to
Yeah.
keep it, which is really good. I like it when Microsoft Studios finally decide to take a risk because they usually don't do that.
Yeah. I hope it's good because I really was surprised by how much I liked what I saw from E3 about it. It something about it. I can't like really put my finger on it, but there's just something about it that looks different from the past ones.
Yeah, it's like for me personally, I'm just kind of indifferent to it. I don't hate it, but at the same time, it just kind of grew out of the Gears phase after Gears of War 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like Gears of War 4 was like, really, you could do better than that. And then like Gears 5, it's like it's definitely better than 4, but I'm just done with it in general.
See, that's probably my favorite Microsoft franchise, honestly.
Yeah, I
Like
can
between
understand,
Halo and
like,
Gears, I'll definitely take Gears over Halo any day.
yeah.
Back when Halo was good, I would took Halo, but it's not good anymore. So Gears, definitely.
No,
Oh
sadly.
God, I don't even want to talk about Halo Infinite.
No, I don't
Uh,
care.
my number 6, or what are we doing? One, two, three.
Oh, we're still
Seven,
talking
seven.
about it.
My number 7 is I meant number 7. My number 7 is
Yeah.
Yoshi's Crafted World,
Oh, okay, okay.
which I think looks delightful.
Yeah.
Really not a whole lot I can say about that. Just it's a Yoshi game. It looks charming
Just
as
like
hell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh
Gear.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, we still done talking. Who are we still talking about?
We'll move on to yours, Claylex. Which your number 7?
Oh, okay, yeah. Like I said, my number 7 is Doom Eternal. I now while I still love it, I am a teensy bit worried about it because just guess, starts with a B.
Yeah, I am too.
But Bethesda.
Not
Yeah.
by a vowel.
I I'll just say it real quick because I do not want to give Bethesda any form of spotlight. I'm just gonna say like they better not meddle with it. Like the worst they could do is like, hey, we're gonna put in, there's gonna be like multiplayer thing, whatever, but they're probably gonna. I hope they don't put in microtransactions, like any form of microtransactions. Like, why would you put microtransactions in a Doom game? That's
I bet
so
you they are.
stupid.
I bet you they're going
If
to.
they are, I'll be honest and say I hate this. Once again, it's like I think I'm not going to get Doom Eternal, and I got nothing against the developers.
Mhm.
I got a bone to pick with the publisher. So,
Yeah.
but like to go on the positives though, basically it's everything that I loved about Doom 2016. But like, hey, let's crank it up to 11,
Fuck yeah.
and especially the hook thing. The hook thing gives you like basically it's like that's another thing. It's like you got more mobility in this game, and
Mhm.
and it just works.
Yeah,
I hate
combine that
that's
with
not how it-
there's like a midair dash now for the like you combine that with the
Yeah.
hook. Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, you're so now they made the Doom guy even faster, which is kind of scary for the demons. So
I don't know. They those demons look like they can handle themselves, especially that one at the end that's like all in fire. I'm like, oh yeah.
and we finally and sure like we got that cliffhanger ending, but we finally get to have the demon sword. So
Yes, the crucible.
yeah.
I am
It's
that's much higher on the list for me later on, but I'm
Yeah, the I hope that we can fight. I don't want to spoil, but I hope we can fight that robot
Oh yeah.
by the end of it, like Samuel or whatever.
Yeah. He I yeah, I hope we get to like tear him in half or something.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Are you looking forward to Doom Eternal much, Steve?
I mean, yeah, that's my number 6.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
They're gonna be playing that game.
I have it on I have it on PC, and it's like one of the best optimized games I've ever played.
Yeah,
It
it's like the especially on my 144 hertz monitor, it is smooth like butter.
Yeah. I'm shocked even on like a base PS4 that game runs at a cap 60 frames and it looks as good as it does.
Yeah, that too. Like that's
It's
crazy.
incredible.
Yeah, I wish all,
Interested to
I
see
keep saying like I wish all games ran like Doom did.
Oh yeah. What was that,
interested
Steve?
with that game. I'm interested in seeing what Panic Button's gonna do with that game.
Oh, with the Switch port?
Because if anyone knows me, they know I don't really like Panic Button's ports. The only port I liked of theirs was Warframe because that
Mhm.
was actually. But
Okay.
2016, that port for Switch, it did so many concessions.
Uh,
Hit a consistent 30. I'm like, the Switch is not a powerful console.
yeah.
Like as far as powerful than what they did. So
Which I don't know if I put that on Panic. I just more put that on the Nintendo Switch itself. Just
I don't know. I think the fact that they didn't have that much time porting it, so they have more time. So they've been given more time to port Doom Eternal. Like with the original Doom, like Doom 2016,
mhm.
they're only getting 6 months to port the game to the Switch.
Was
So
it really only 6 months?
7 months. So what
Oh,
they
so
got was decent,
it's okay.
but it's just like they've been given more time as far as Doom Eternal because they had to have known about this game coming since even before Switch came out. So
Yeah.
they been on porting duty for it for a little while. So it'll probably be better. Like it run more so like Warframe runs on the Switch, which runs really well.
I still need to try that out. I've never played Warframe before.
It's pretty good. I only played it once. I heard it's pretty addicting, and for a free to play game, it is probably has one of the best. It's not live service model, of course, but what I mean is like basically the microtransactions won't distract you or like hinder your progress
Mm,
and all that. Like
like other
it's
It's
games.
not pay to win.
yeah.
All right. I think we're moving on to our number 6, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 6 is Judge Eyes, also known as Judgment in America. I mean,
Okay.
I prefer Judge Eyes. Judge Eyes sounds a lot more unique than Judgment.
Yeah.
Judgment's just boring. Epic Steve, what about your number 6?
Once again, Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah. And Claylex?
Number 6 is the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
That looks pretty damn good.
Yeah,
It looks
if I'm just saying, yeah, if I talked about mine first, I'll say like it looks. I'm like, we were like back in the day, of course, like we were all pissed off that Capcom was like, no, you can't do this remake. But then later it was like, hey, we're actually going to do it. And at first I was like, oh god, they're gonna mess this up. And then like we saw the trailer for it, and it was like, oh, I was so wrong because it's so it's like everything. Again, I'll be honest, it's everything that I wanted out of a Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
And once again, though, I hope Capcom doesn't mess it up somehow.
No, I don't think they will, just because been this story going around that it's gonna have microtransactions. That is not true.
I don't think so.
I can confirm that because the ESRB, they got that stupid like generic label now where they have to put it in for any little DLC now, where it's like in-game purchases, they have to throw that on there. And people saw that and they were like, "Oh my god, this game has microtransactions." And one of the art directors had to come out and be like, "No, we don't have any microtransactions or loot boxes or anything." And it's like, okay, yeah.
He's probably gonna have DLC and stuff.
Oh sure, it's already got it's got a deluxe edition, so it's got the purchasable costumes and stuff like that, which I couldn't care less about that, which is fine.
Yeah, the one thing that I was like good that they did was they basically they put the Resident Evil 2 remake game like with the engine from Resident Evil 7. I was like,
Yeah,
yes.
that RE engine is something else. Like, have you seen the new gore physics that the game has, where it's like it has some of the best like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
shotgun blasts and limb dismemberment I've ever seen. Like it looks disgusting, like in a good way.
Yeah, it's like I was it's not like, be honest, yeah, like of course it's on the level of Doom, but it's like appropriate for a Resident Evil game. Like, and I love my favorite moment was, I think either it was Leon or Claire. It's like shoot the zombie with the shotgun and you could see the inside of its mouth, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I wasn't disgusted. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Well, that's why I think
Like,
like if you comparing it to Doom, I think the effects actually look better in Resident Evil 2, just because like
mhm.
it like you can see like the individual muscle tissue and everything inside of the mouth and on the arms. Like you see like the arms like hanging off by like the tendons, and they just eventually just like fall off, and
Yeah,
it
the
looks
one,
so good.
yeah, yeah. The one thing that I'm trying to figure out real quick is, do you think that with this engine, do you think like, oh, they're doing the same thing, or it's like they're pushing this limit now, like the engine to its limit with
I,
this?
I I think they're just getting started with this engine, because
Oh,
they've
okay.
only used it for 3 games now, and it was specifically designed for Resident Evil games. It is called the RE engine, to be you know,
Oh,
and they're using it for Devil May Cry 5 as well, which is why it looks so good.
I think
apparently,
like,
it's a really good
oh,
scalable engine, so that's good.
Yeah,
yeah, the one thing I'm excited is how, basically the William Birkin fight, like how they're going to like.
I've
It was
been
crazy enough to like see him transform like 4 or 5 times, but to see him now in like 2019, to see how we'll go through that process,
yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
scares me in a good way.
I've been avoiding most of the gameplay. Like I've done a better job avoiding the gameplay for that than for Kingdom Hearts 3. But it's I the only like little bits I've seen outside of the E3 footage are some of the Mr. X stuff and the liquors. The liquors look so good for how they used to look back in the day. Just they look
Yeah,
terrifying now.
yeah, because like, the most I saw of him was like in when Resident Evil had like these CGI movies, and I
Hmm.
was like, oh, I want that to be in a video game, and lo and behold, CO2 remake comes in, is like, yeah, we got you, man.
Yeah. It's and they're changing it too, from it's not just a simple like like a remaster of the original. It's a full on remake where things
Yeah, with the
change.
yeah, I think like they're basically going in a good way. They're going to change up the story a bit to make it more interesting.
Hold on a
So
second.
the actors won't be hammy and all that, and
Yeah.
the everything just basically be expanded in the good way.
Yeah. I can't wait for Resident Evil 2. Like I need to power through that before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes
Yeah,
out.
it's like the great thing, at least when these games come out around January, February, is like, Christmas time. So it's like, oh, I have my Christmas money to get them.
Yeah. God, it looks good.
Yeah.
I think, are we all ready to move on to the top 5?
Because I already talked about Doom Eternal, so I don't really need to talk about
Okay.
it again.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So my number 5 is actually is Resident Evil 2. So
Okay. Okay.
Epic Steve, what is yours?
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest is such a great game. I just I cannot wait to see the studios
Follow
name
up.
Ori and the Will. You follow up, cannot think of the word for it. But yeah, it just I know it's gonna be good and I just can't wait. So definitely playing that. I'll be playing with probably my friends and stuff. It's fun.
Is it multiplayer or is it just one? Is it a
It's
single
just
person?
one, but I'm gonna be playing it in
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That game does look really good. Like that's one of the very few Microsoft exclusives that I'm like, I would absolutely buy this for Windows 10. This looks really good. Beautiful too. I mean, it is. It's Ori and the it's a sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. Of course, it's gonna look beautiful.
Yeah.
Claylex, what about you?
Uh, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Okay.
Just, it's like, again, it's the Dark Soul developers making their own Nio game, and it's absolutely, and again, it doesn't feel like a ripoff, of course. It feels completely original,
Mm-hmm.
like it's their own spin on it. So, and I'll admit, I I'm not saying, of course, like I haven't been interested in Dark Souls games because they're too hard, but this one definitely be up my alley. Like, it just looks visually great. The combat's at its
Mm-hmm.
finest. The story is probably going to be great.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like my only hesitation with it is I'm not as into samurai iconography as I am into like because still the high mark for me for From Software is Bloodborne. So and I just love that
Yeah,
atmosphere that they brought to it.
I love that kind of 1800s gothic atmosphere that they gave,
Yeah,
put in. They'll probably make a Bloodborne too.
I hope so. One of these days, I hope so. Probably on the PS5 or something. They have to. Like that was such a huge success. They have to. Um, but yeah, Resident Evil 2 looks pretty great. That's all I can say about
Yeah.
my number 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that it? Like, can we go to number?
Yeah, I'm ready if you guys are.
All right. I
Claylex, let's start
think.
with you. Oh,
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna try to put the full title for this, like, if I can remember, like,
okay.
number. All right, so here we go. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes,
Now,
that's
again,
correct.
I will make this very clear to everyone who's of course listening to this. I I love this game, but at the same time, I am dreadfully worried about it. I am, like,
Yeah.
so worried because EA, so.
In the
Yeah.
game.
It's not in the game. You got to pay extra for it.
And, like, this is probably the only game on my list that has no gameplay. We've only just seen some concept art of
Yeah.
it.
What the hell's up with that? Like
It's
it's
Getting
coming out.
Mass Effect Andromeda flashback.
Yeah,
uh,
that. Oh, yes.
no. Well, at least Andromeda, we saw a little bit of gameplay, but, like, at least the time, like, when the devs were talking about. But this one was, like, basically, this one was more very much lowered, as we literally just had a developer talking about it during E3,
Oh
and
yeah.
that was it. We didn't get
Yeah.
nothing after that.
Poor
Well, maybe some
poor.
concept art, but we had to get we had to get the concept art. We had to find it online. He didn't show it off or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that I remember.
It's yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
hope it's good.
the concept of course is freaking great because you are this takes place, like, I think 5 to 10 years after episode 3,
Yes.
and you are one of the, well, quote unquote, fallen Jedi.
Hmm.
Also, the Jedi that escaped from the order that's
Yeah.
fallen, and basically you're on the run. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Star Wars Rebels, but more on a more personal level, because hopefully, I'll admit, I really wish we could play our own Jedi.
Hmm.
Like, that would be pretty cool.
Like Kotor.
Exactly, yeah. Though, once again, I'm scared to see how EA muddles in doing, making
Yes.
a KOTOR style game. I
Yeah.
mean, they canceled the KOTOR 1 remake, so
Yeah. That's EA for you.
yeah.
Uh, Epic Steve. What about you?
Mine is sort of a tie between two games.
Okay.
It's the new Yoshi game in Luigi's Mansion 3. So
Oh.
Yoshi and
Oh,
Mama.
okay.
I love the Yoshi games. Like I love the Woolly World. I did
Hmm.
not like Poochie on the 3DS. That was just Nintendo. But Yoshi's Woolly World was great, great.
I have actually never. I don't think I've ever played a Yoshi game. Like, this is like the Switch is actually the first time I've owned a Nintendo console. Like, probably
Yeah, funny and
ever.
yeah. It's like, funny enough, let's see, the one I actually, I think I played the very first Yoshi game, which was um what was it, Yoshi's World on the NES or SNES.
Hmm.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, that one.
I couldn't tell you the name. I just nod my head and I go, yes, yes, the first Yoshi. I don't know what that is, but
It was really a good game. I just like the Yoshi games. And then, Luigi's Mansion, #1 on the GameCube, great game. Then Dark Moon, superb. I did not expect that game to be a sequel, Luigi's Mansion, but it did, and they did not at all. So,
yeah.
#3, I'm ready.
Yeah, Luigi's like I mean you see it in my video where I like fanboy out, but that's like one of the few Nintendo GameCube games that I really enjoyed that I got like a chance to actually play it fully, and I haven't played it since I was a kid, but I really liked it. So I'm like I want a Luigi's Mansion remake for the Switch. I don't want it for the 3DS because I don't own a 3DS anymore. And two, a new Luigi's Mansion made specifically for the Switch is very exciting for me. But I'm going with Yoshi over that one just because I think the music of Yoshi and the fact that it's co-op, so I can play with a buddy, which I'm very much looking forward to Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah, they're both sweet games.
Yeah. My #4, speaking of Nintendo, is Animal Crossing for the Switch.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we haven't seen any gameplay for it. Granted, it probably shouldn't even be on this list because we haven't seen gameplay for it. But I have wanted an Animal Crossing game on the Switch on a main Nintendo console for years because although I am not normally a fan of those kind of games, there is just something so comforting about Animal Crossing that I love the series. Like I love I play the music all the time at work when I'm at my desk and I'm just working. And I just think the atmosphere of it all and like you just being the mayor of this town and interacting with all these like quirky characters, I love that kind of stuff. And for the Switch, I mean, come on. Come on. For the Switch.
Yeah.
I do love the concept of Crossing. I was never into Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I put more than 10 minutes in was New Leaf.
Yeah, New Leaf is good.
Of that, and that was better than the other one I played, but it still was Animal Crossing to me. And
That's
never
fair.
been to that
That's totally fair.
game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into that,
Yeah.
on the Switch will be amazing because that game sells well.
Yeah.
Will help us even better than it's already selling.
Yeah. And that's on top of all the really good stuff that's on the Switch already, like Smash, Super Mario Odyssey, Mario
I put
Kart.
Pokemon on here, but we haven't seen any gameplay of that.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting about that. Wow, Nintendo's going to have a good year next year.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man. It just dawned on me how good of a year they're going to have next year. Wow. Are we good to move on to #3 or anyone have anything to say?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good, Steve?
I'm good.
All right. Let's go with Epic Steve. What is your #3?
Travis Strikes Again. No More Heroes.
Okay.
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 No More Heroes. What else can I say? I mean, No More Heroes.
Oh, it's like I want to warn you. To be honest, like I think me and got really pissed off at that game. To be honest, like because and the funniest thing happened. I got pissed off at that for some reason in a random day, and lo and behold, I think I think Suda51 said, "Oh, I'm actually making No More Heroes free." So I'm like, and I'm talking to myself, and I'm like, "You're telling me I got pissed off at a side game?"
Yeah.
Basically. Oh my god!
Now,
like, I'm not mad now, but I was like, we were all kind of fooled thinking this was No More Heroes free.
Yeah. I like a lot of that game just sounds the alarm bells in my head. I think it actually comes with the season pass, which is never a good sign for me.
That's like the first time I saw it, I was almost like they basically trying to make a Mario Party version. No More Heroes, but it's only co-op, so it's like,
is it only co-op?
Oh, it's not only co-op. I don't think you can do co-op.
Okay.
Yeah,
know they show some gameplay where it was just single player, or like just one person.
Yeah, it's like again, I was just kind of mad, of course, because it was like it was all like mini games and no, not the gameplay that we all love from No More Heroes 2.
Yeah. I mean, if I considering the Switch is basically shaped like a like this, the Joy Cons are shaped like a penis almost. Yeah, I find that very irritating that I can't shake the Joy-Con to recharge my lightsaber like I could in No More Heroes 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as stupid and silly as that sounds, it's just, to me, that's the spirit of No More Heroes, just being able to do like really pervy shit like that.
Yeah.
But all power, more power to you, Epic Steve. If you are really looking forward to it, I'm very happy that you are looking forward to it.
I mean,
Okay.
games are just part of it. I think it's gonna be a like actual title as well.
Hmm.
It's just part of No More Heroes thing. It's just Travis.
Yeah, I can understand that.
He has to
Totally.
answer to his decisions in No More Heroes.
Yeah. Claylex, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is Metro Exodus.
Ooh,
Oh,
I know you two will have lots to talk about on that.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, of course, well, let's see. I beat the first game. I tried to beat the second, but I got too pissed because I was trying to do the quote unquote good playthrough
Hmm.
where I tried to like basically, I think it was like I could kill monsters, but I can't kill humans, and trying to knock them out when there's like 500 of them shooting at me at the same time was like irritating me. So I was like, and it's not my fault. I suck at stealth, so I'm like, I can't like, and there's really not that many options you could do, um, to like, knock out humans. So it's like I just like, I'll beat this some other day. So, but like Metro Exodus, I'm like, once again, it's it's so good. The gameplay, the story, the graphics are amazing. You know, it's just looks like an incredible game for 2019.
it does. That it does, man. That it does. Cannot wait.
My number 3 is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
So, like you said, EA is involved, so that automatically makes me worried. Um, However, I hope Respawn Games manages to balance out the shittiness and cynicism that EA will bring.
It's but yeah, hopefully we get like another, this game becomes like the last, that co-op, amazing co-op game, Get Out. Yeah, what was it, Get Out? Or
Oh, you talking about Way Out?
Oh, Way
Way
Out.
Out, Way Out. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully we can pray that it'll be exactly like a Way Out, because the devs away somehow the devs were lucky that EA didn't like grab them by the balls and fondle them like
I,
as they made their game.
I don't think you could grab Joseph Ferris by the balls. That would require.
Yeah, that
Man, my man said, screw the Oscars.
Yeah,
yeah, fuck the Oscars.
I love that
Yeah.
guy.
Like, I love him too, because like he just like he does what he wants in a positive light, of course,
Yeah,
and he doesn't let greedy asshole publishers push him around. Like,
yeah,
he'll probably like if he got his way, probably if EA did try to do it, he'd probably leave with his crew and be like, bye bye, see you later.
yeah. I hope he would, just because I have a lot of respect for him as a publisher, or no, as a developer.
Developer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I love Respawn. I love Titanfall 2 so much. Titanfall 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. So them making especially if it's the same people that worked on Titanfall 2, them making a Star Wars game where you are a Jedi with lightsaber combat sounds just so unbelievably cool. Mix that with the guy who's leading the development is the guy who directed God of War 3, which I'm a
Okay,
big fan of.
yeah, like we discussed before, it definitely has like the qualifications to be a great game.
Yes.
It's just, of course, the publisher may possibly fuck it in the ass. To
Yeah.
be honest,
Yeah. Fuck.
that
Fuck.
sucks.
Fuck that
Sucks.
one, and fuck Titanfall 3 in the ass too. And then kill Respawn slowly before Respawn could even have a chance to really shine.
Just make they should make the game they're trying to make, and you know you could come in and do a few things, but don't tweak the base game.
Yeah. Like I hope, I mean they probably did, they most likely didn't, but I hope EA learned something from how Star Wars Battlefront 2 went down. Like I really hope that they learned, like, do not fuck with Star Wars. You can people will sadly let them get away with fucking with a lot of their other properties like Command and Conquer and Titanfall and Battlefield and like all these other things, but Star Wars is something that you cannot fuck with. Like, do not fuck with that. People will get pissed, especially with Disney involved. Oh my, like Disney. There's only one thing EA is terrified of, and that is Disney.
The one thing that pissed me off is Disney. In my opinion, Disney is ruining the Star Wars movies, except Rogue One. Rogue One was pretty good, and EA is ruining the video games. And of course, like Disney, at least to me, Disney hired EA, and they have like a 10-year contract, whatever. And
oh god,
yeah, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. We got to be with these guys are gonna make the games for 10 years, and like hopefully if 10 years, I don't know how long it's been, but like hopefully, no, actually sorry, I think it started with Battlefront, so like that was
2015.
Okay, so we're probably gonna be having them for another 2025. I'm like, like no.
If Disney really cared about Star Wars, they would not have given that video game exclusive property
just
to
funded
EA.
LucasArts.
Yeah, seriously.
Just done that.
Like at least
they have money.
Yeah, like at least with LucasArts tries to be different with every Star Wars games. EA is like, we're just gonna keep shilling out the same thing over and over and over again. If you don't like it, then fuck you. Don't buy our games. And look what happened. Look what happened with Battlefield 5. No one bought it. And
aspiring developers never tell someone who's gonna who never tell a customer not buy your game. I would never do. I make a game. I'm not gonna tell you not to buy it. I want you to buy it.
Yeah, I'm so happy that Battlefield 5 bombed. That's like justice.
I don't mean of course for this video to go off topic, but I'm just gonna say real quick is like,
that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, EA thinks they are so ballsy that like they're making so much money that they can literally tell their fans, yeah, we don't care about you. Don't buy our game. You're not gonna do it. It's like like they're a bunch of idiots, of course, because they realize that we are their money maker. Like we're throwing the money into the pit. Now we're throwing the money into a pit of fire, and they're gonna watch it burn while we hold them in place.
Yeah, I was never gonna buy Battlefield 5 to begin with. But
yeah, because like first off, the game looked boring as shit. To be honest, like it's
just nothing about it looked interesting. I just was like, whatever, like okay.
It's just insane how we went from like Battlefield 3, where it looks so cool with the new engine and the destruction and the fun gameplay, and then we go to Battlefield 4, which is like okay, it's not bad, a little better, but
Battlefield 1 was good. Battlefield 1 I liked.
Oh yeah, Battlefield 1 was good. And then like Battlefield, like you said, Battlefield 1 was like, oh, okay, going back to Battlefield 3, fun, okay. And then Battlefield 5 comes out, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Well, EA is just like they don't care about making video games anymore. All they want are just live services. They don't want to make quality video games. No one does it. No one does anymore. Oh, how?
You're supposed to say live services.
Oh, right. So
live service game.
Right.
Well,
but
that's how Razor said it. So that's how I'm gonna. I
know. But it's they don't care about making games anymore. They care about live services because that's what everybody does. The only thing anybody cares about anymore is just making. How much money can we make right now? We don't care about what we get like in the future. We don't care about the consequences later on. We care about what we can get right now. Give me all the money now. And it's
And
like
then
I just hope
and
to God it doesn't that stink doesn't go on to Star Wars Jedi. I'm gonna be heartbroken if that goes on to
yeah,
there.
and then like we said, like with all these other games on the list, which are mostly, if not all of them, are single player,
Yeah,
and EA is like looking at it and being like, why aren't our games working? It's like because they give a shit about their games and they want people to actually they want to try to be better than what you guys are trying to put out.
yeah. Well, except Capcom. Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom is weird.
Capcom like flipped the switch so many times that it's I can't tell what their mentality
Yeah,
is.
yeah, like it's weird. I can't tell if they're like I mean they put out good content, then they do some stupid shit, and then it's
They do
like
the Street Fighter ads thing, which oh
yeah,
my God.
it's like what the heck?
Yeah. Um, I think I'm done talking about Star Wars Jedi.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to rant anymore on
Yeah.
that game on EA anymore.
Yeah.
Uh,
EA ranting is
yeah,
good for the soul.
yeah. Okay. Are we all done with our number threes?
I am. Or do you want to
Yeah.
do add more epic, Steve?
I mean, you said what? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, did you want to add more about your number 3 epic, Steve?
Like I said, you try to strikes again. I think it's gonna be better than some people think, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm gonna definitely get it. And I think it's a 40. So yeah, I get it.
Is it $40?
It's not $60 game.
Oh, okay, good. All right, number 2, Claylex, your number 2.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Epic Steve, what is your number 2?
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh,
I know Fire Emblem. I never played the game, to be honest.
That's another Nintendo one I forgot about.
Man, we've been forgetting all these games.
Yeah, like I knew a Fire Emblem was coming out. I just didn't even know it had a name yet.
Have a good year next year.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, hopefully not every 20. It's not gonna be like 2018 where we get the game and it's a disappointment. It's like, oh,
We got some good stuff in 2018, but
yeah, like Red Dead Redemption 2.
yes. My number 2 is Doom Eternal, which
Oh, okay.
yeah, we talked about that, but really the only thing I can add is just I hope to God Bethesda doesn't fuck it up somehow. I know it is doing their damnedest to make it a terrific game. All the gameplay for it looks just mind-blowingly awesome. I love the humor that they're going for. I love the gore. I love the graphics. I love the creature design. It just looks so good. I can't wait. But I'm also really nervous about it because I know Bethesda's mentality is completely different now compared to 2016. So there's always a chance that they could ruin it. But that's really all I gotta say about Doom Eternal.
They usually let their studios do what they're.
That's true. I think Rage 2 will be the kind of like the dipping the toe back into the water. Like they gotta really knock it out of the park with that, or else it's like,
Yeah, that. Unfortunately, though, it's like the gameplay and the little bit of the story that we know. It's like I just ain't interested in it, and it sucks because, like I kind of was interested in the first Rage game, like overall because the gameplay was just so much fun, but this one is like I don't know, it just feels more the same.
Yeah. It looks okay-ish. I'm just so burned out on post-apocalyptic stuff at this point that it's like, another one.
I got burned out. I got burned out after Fallout 76, and I never played it. But it's like just looking at, I'm like, yeah, I just want to like go into another genre in like I don't know, like modern or not post-apocalyptic. Sorry,
historical
like historical, supernatural, whatever, just not post-apocalyptic, please.
Yeah, I think the only post-apocalyptic game I'm like really, really excited about is just The Last of Us 2, but that's really the only one.
I just like for me, I can't stand The Last of Us anymore. Like, but that's just me. I just think it's like my second time playing it, I was just like I just did not like it.
That was like the opposite for me. Like I thought it was okay the first time I played it, but I loved it like the second time that I played it.
I mean, like I think, like, to be honest, it's like this. I like the story, but I just don't like the gameplay.
That's fair.
That's just me. Yeah, that's just me.
No.
Um, but if, like, yeah, going into like my number two with Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm a huge fan. It's like I thought the first one was okay, like,
Mhm.
embarrassing story enough. I when I got the game back when I was a youngster, the first game, I cried like a freaking baby because I couldn't beat Riku. And funny enough, and
Yeah.
if you think, just guess which Riku, the end Riku or the one on the island? Just guess.
On an island.
The island one,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I had trouble too as a kid.
I've only been able to do that in my over 15, 16 years of owning that game. I've only been able to like beat Riku maybe once in my life on that island. That's it.
I it's like I'm trying to remember too. Is like and of course, like, you could definitely beat him in the racing segment. That's easy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, of course, me being a dumbass, I had no idea how.
Oh wait, I was thinking of
do
the
it.
racing segment. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, yeah, you have to like basically grab a flag or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Oh god, I hated that part.
yeah, because like I'll admit the beginning island segment was not very fun because you basically had everybody beating the crap out of you and then trying to like do a bunch of activities that really wasn't fun. But then,
Scavenger
like,
hunt. Yeah.
once you get the once you get your keyblade and all that other stuff and went to the first town, Traverse Town. Like, sorry
Yeah.
if I butchered that
No,
name.
no, no, no. That's correct.
Okay, Traverse Town. It's like that's when the game finally gets fun, and then Leon comes in and kicks your ass. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's like it's that was always weird with Kingdom Hearts 1 because I'm like, why did you put those segments in where and it's just different cutscenes and all that, but still at the same time it's like, why do I have to do this? Like, why do I have to fight this character and that character if I'm just gonna lose anyways? Like,
Yeah.
I feel you on that with games. Like they'll throw you in there and you'll win like in the cutscene you lose, and like what was the point of you doing the battle if I was gonna lose anyway?
It's bullshit. Yeah, I was watching Donkey's video of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where he's like, oh, I beat the most powerful guy in the game, and then he just kills him in the cutscene. And he's like, what the fuck?
yeah, and then, like, also another thing too that confused me as a kid, Kingdom Hearts 1 was what, like, the weapons and even choosing certain dialogue with during like the very first few minutes of the game. It's like I didn't realize that was actually RPG statistic choices I was doing.
Uh-huh.
Like the sword and the shield and the wand, and even like I think like when you were talking to the other Final Fantasy characters, they were basically the Final Fantasy characters, and I was like, oh, what's this supposed to be? And I look up the wiki. It's like, you're telling me my XP. That was meant to be like how much I gain in XP. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Kingdom Hearts 2 did that.
No,
like,
it didn't.
They basically
Yeah.
they streamlined it because they were like, yeah, we didn't mean to do it like that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But again, another dumbass thing from me being a child playing Kingdom Hearts. I think like I basically rage quit the game after I couldn't beat Dragon Maleficent because I refused to change my gear. So I had base keyblade, base
Ooh.
shield, and base staff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and
Disgusting.
and I didn't like grind. I never grinded to like gain levels. So it's like if I was like, if I progressed somewhere and I was like, oh, imagine like, oh, I was level 5 and that's level 30 monster. I'm going as level 5 because hey, the story allowed me to progress here. And I let Donald heal. That was a big mistake. Yeah. He never heals at all. He only heals when like I'm at full health or when Goofy's like at half health, and I'm like, Donald, you have to heal me. And he's like, no.
Thunder.
Yeah. he only does Thunder when it suits him. He never uses it
Yeah.
for an actual legit thing. Like sometimes I feel like when you get another character to replace, it's like the usual fate. It's like, do I want to replace Donald or Goofy? And I usually replace Donald because Donald's freaking useless. At least Goofy does his job
Yeah.
of aka defending me with his shield. Or doing that spin attack move I like.
I hope.
Ow. Oh yeah. But Kingdom Hearts 3, of course, like that's what the one thing I'll admit that I said before. It's like with I said before the major one thing they need to like do is make Donald a better healer in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, I think the second one they did make him a little bit better, but he still kind of did a bunch of stupid stuff. Like
He's a tad better
Yeah.
in 2.
I
yeah,
didn't have a
it's
problem
like
with him in number 2. He did what I needed him to do. But I
yeah.
was
I forgot
I
too
just-
that yeah. I'm trying to remember. Like I forgot too that like you don't have to make Donald a healer. You can like change his AI programming and make it more offensive or
Yes.
defensive.
yeah, that's what I did.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, like the first, I believe the first game people said don't make him a healer, make him more of an offensive mage, like because that'll help you so much. And then like, and even if like you're gonna be more tanky or more of an offensive character, Sora speaking, like you could just stock up on potions.
Yeah.
Or and sure, your healing magic's gonna be crap, but hey, you can still buy potions, so it evens it out.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, I'll speak my piece on Kingdom Hearts 3 later, but
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. Why are you looking forward to that, Steve?
Fire Emblem. I was it the Binding Blade I've ever played in my life.
I've never played a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, me neither.
But it was a really good game. They introduced what's permadeath to me, and no, that I've never been to those games, but Fire Emblem just did something different with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I played that. And then I played was it Path of Radiance? I think that was it. Like enjoyed that game. Later on, I played Awakening on a 3DS. Awakening actually was one of my favorite Fire Emblem games of all time. That game was really, really good. It was really the story was good,
Mhm.
and in the choices you can make, like the fact that you can make pretty much any choice you want as far as even like who you want to be, like you want to hook or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could be God with a guy. I mean, but it was really cool because like it did give you that diversity.
Yeah.
You didn't really feel like your character was your character. That's what I was like about Fire Emblem. And then like the combat, I really like the combat system where it's like axe beats lance, lance beats sword, sword beats axe, and you never put your man in front. Shouts to Etika.
Yeah.
It's really good. That's I like Fire Emblem so much. I hate mobile games, but I actually got Heroes.
Is that any good?
Some problem that they don't fix it next year. Uninstalling, but it's still pretty.
Okay.
So yeah, Three Houses. Like from what I've seen, it just looks even better with the story. They're adding even more content and
Mhm.
like content to already stacked game. I cannot wait. I know it's going to be good, and
Has there ever been? Is this the first Fire Emblem game on a home console, or has there been other ones?
this is not. There was
Okay.
I think two on the GameCube and one on the Wii.
Oh, okay. Because I remember seeing something that was like, oh, this is the first home console Fire Emblem, and I'm like, oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Also, the others were like the earlier ones were on like SNES.
Oh, okay.
Most of them didn't come to America, so
See, that goes to show how much I know about Fire Emblem. But I'd be willing to try out this new one because I liked the trailer they showed during E3. Like it looked like super melodramatic, but I like that kind of shit. So I would be I would be on board for that. If we are ready, I think it's time for our number ones.
Yeah.
So, Epic Steve, let's start with you. What is your most anticipated game of 2019?
This was a toss up between this and Fire Emblem, but ultimately this sort of edged it out, and that's remake.
Okay.
As a
Oh, okay,
kid,
Resident Evil
Resident
2
Evil
remake.
2,
Okay.
yes, as a kid, Resident Evil 2. Well, I mean that was before I was born, but I played it as a kid. It was a really did enjoy Resident Evil 2 a lot. Like even though it was a bit dated by the time I played it,
Mm-hmm.
it still was something I definitely thought, wow, this is what horror genre is. This is the default as far as I feel as far as the horror genre of a shooting game should go.
Mm.
Remember having such good fond memories of it, so I can go back to it still, even though it's really dated now, I can still enjoy it. So if they're taking that, they're remaking it, retooling it for a modern age. That right there, that makes me feel really good because it makes me feel like I can share my childhood with maybe my niece, my nephew, or something. I say, hey, you can play this. Of course they're older.
Oh, okay.
Share.
I imagine you like giving a little girl like, here you go, sweetheart, play some Resident Evil 2.
I got some older nieces and nephews.
Oh, okay. Uncle Steve, why is this guy's face melting off?
Yes, definitely want to do that. Definitely want to play. Definitely want to play this game. Definitely want
Yeah. Is Resident Evil 2
to make
is it your favorite one, or is it as a different one your favorite Resident Evil game?
favorites technically four, but
Yeah.
two just I have so many memories about it.
Gotcha. Like a big nostalgia trigger for you.
Exactly.
Cool. Claylex, what is your number one of 2019?
My number one is the Outer Worlds.
Yes. I was waiting because you already shared your list with me, and I saw Outer Worlds is number one. I was like, all right, I'm gonna save my thoughts on this for when you talk about it.
Okay, I'll wait till like, what's your pick?
Oh, we can talk about Outer Worlds now because my number one, I it's just gonna be like a gush fest,
Oh, okay.
I'll
Oh,
hold
okay.
off on that.
I probably know what it is, but
Yeah.
on later. So, the Outer Worlds is basically, it's basically Obsidian's like, look, um, sure, we got bought by Microsoft, but at the same time, we're still gonna like make what you guys love, innovative single player RPGs. And we got this game, The Outer Worlds, and yes, it's a FU to Bethesda because Fallout 76
Yes.
came out, and it's like, yeah, we could do better than that. So, and we seen. I said before that I only saw the trailer for it, so I was a little bit. I got to see more of this. So I saw the gameplay of it, and I'm like, I was hooked
Yeah.
because combat's okay, but the combat isn't really what I want out of an Obsidian game. It's like, just give me choices, give me basically choices and a good story. That's how usually I love Obsidian's games.
Hmm.
They did that with Fallout New Vegas. They did it with past games, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do this with Outer Worlds. And I think one of the interesting things they're doing with the game is like they're kind of doing it like Cyberpunk, where sure it's first person, but you can still customize your character, so you can see what your character will look like. I believe on the inventory menu. So hopefully people aren't pissed off about that, because I'm like I said before, it's like it doesn't matter if the game's a first person. If we still get the same RPG mechanics, then it's fine. I mean, like, I practically play New Vegas on first person mode anyway, so it's no big deal to me.
Yeah.
So of course too, they have their own VAT, so people are like, they got the middle fingers up to Bethesda Studios, like, fuck you. Like, and it's just like incredible. So, and the cool thing about it, and they even, at least to me, they even stole another thing from Bethesda, is that they got a release date very close to, well, sure, it's gonna be next year, but I think we won't have to wait that long for the game to come out, personally.
It looks like it's almost done.
Yeah, exactly. And it's again, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's like exactly what Bethesda does, where it's like, hey, we announced this game and it's going to come out around the same year or definitely next year. So
Mm-hmm.
that one I just laughed my ass off. Obsidian did. So you know,
Yeah, they must be having a
it's just
field day.
incredible. Yeah,
Like,
it's like,
oh man.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, like I'm gushing over it. It's like if I could honestly, I know it's out of the ordinary, but if I could name an anime
No, please go
that
ahead.
like yeah, if I could name an anime that's like it's like the best out of Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. That's how I would.
Yes.
Both good anime. Okay.
Yeah,
Fucking
both of them
Cowboy
are very
Bebop.
good. Yeah, because like you know, I love right now. Be honest, I like Trigun more than Cowboy Bebop, but Cowboy Bebop is so good though.
That's
Like
it's iconic at this point.
I know, and let's just hopefully forget about the Netflix remake. But
Oh yeah. Oh
let's
god.
not
That
talk
is.
about let's not talk about that because they already want to kind of do some stupid shit with that.
No.
Yeah. Also, like first they fuck with my boy The Witcher. Now they trying to fuck with my other boy Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, they
Like,
fucked with
no.
my boy Death Note, and they turned that into a
Yeah.
shitty ass movie.
Yeah.
Ay. But Outer Worlds, that's like that game makes me so happy that it exists. Even if I didn't think it looked all that good. No, and granted, I think it looks fucking awesome. But even if in theory if it didn't look good, I'd still be very happy that it exists just as like a big giant fuck you to Bethesda. Because Bethesda screwed Obsidian out of a bonus just because their Metacritic score for Fallout New Vegas was 1 point below what they needed for that bonus. 1 point.
Yeah, that really pissed me off. And then like, Obsidian was like, "Hey, we're gonna do our own thing." And then like, Pillars of Eternity came out, and it was like, "Haha, fuck you, Bethesda."
Yeah. And Bethesda now, it's like they're just tanking their reputation with Fallout
I
76.
was, I was like when I saw like Fall 4, I'm like, this is the game that's definitely gonna like not tank it, but definitely gonna show kind of their true colors. And then 76 came out. I'm like, I've never seen, at least to me, I've never seen a game studio tank so hard over one video game. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think honestly like this Fallout 76, like to get off topic a little bit, Fallout 76,
Yeah, sure, that's cool.
I think Fallout 76 is probably even even like more of a bigger disaster than Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like Star Wars Battlefront 2 was atrocious.
Functional.
It functioned, and it didn't.
At least it worked.
It didn't reveal people's personal information to make public knowledge of people's personal private information when they tried to refund for a nylon bag when it was a garbage bag.
It was a I can't believe. I still can't believe they did that. They gave you a garbage bag.
Yeah. Oh my.
I don't know. I don't know what pissed me off more about what happened. The fact that they fucked up, or the fact that they kept lying and lying and lying about every little thing that people discover. They have to lie about, saying no, that didn't happen. It's like, yes, it did fucking happen.
Yeah. Did you hear that allegedly there's still a possibility they might put the lunch boxes from Fallout Shelter into it?
That's like, I'm like, come on, just let Bethesda stop screwing up already. Like, just it's almost like you're kicking a dead horse already, like over and over. It's like it's already dead. Just stop.
It's just that was I couldn't believe some of the stuff that came out of the whole Fallout 76 thing. I like when you sent me that story of like the website displaying people's personal information, like a data leak. My jaw just dropped when I saw that. I'm like Bethesda, come on.
I almost sent you, like, it just happened today, I think.
Uh-huh.
Of course they tried to like save face and do it the worst way possible by like, hey, we got a holiday sale with our microtransaction pack, whatever, from Fallout 76. I'm like, no one cares about that. Like, stop it. Like
how
I saw that
much?
game at my local GameStop for $25. It was crazy.
what fault?
Funny.
What? Dude, say that again.
I saw like Fallout 76 at my local game for $25. I was
Are
like,
you
yo.
kidding me?
I was
Wow.
like, yo.
That's even less than Battlefield 5, which is like $30, I think.
Yeah.
They should have
Wow.
put that for $30. I would have at least
That should
had
have been
some semblance.
free. It should have been early
Yeah.
access and free.
That was
Well, yeah,
funny. I'm
Fallout
like,
76 and Battlefield 5 should have both been free to play games without any microtransactions. Then I
Yeah.
would have gotten it. Like, but going on topic back to Fallout 76, it's like, so again, what I read was basically they tried to like save face by making some stupid sales in the atomic shop.
Ugh.
And the shitty thing about it was like they tried to do these they tried to do these specific sale numbers,
Uh-huh.
and uh, people couldn't get them.
What?
Basically, it's almost like, I think, what was it, 1,200 atoms, and it's like, oh, I want to buy like I have to buy like
I
the
know what you're
30.
talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like I have to buy like the $30 like atom pack to get this amount of atoms, but when you try to get it, it's like, oh, it actually costs more. So I'm like, what the hell?
What the hell?
I mean, it's just overall, it's just ridiculous Bethesda
Oh
stuff.
my
Like
god.
they try to save face by trying to like,
That Atom Shop is one of the most insulting things I've ever seen. Like it's
yeah,
that
Yeah.
is like on top of a $60 game that doesn't even work, and they're gonna put that crap in there. Just that stuff like that is why I'm really excited for. It's like every little good thing about the Outer Worlds is like one giant fuck you to Bethesda for that. Like there's no microtransactions in the Outer Worlds. That's like a big fuck you. It's got the traditional dialogue system before Bethesda went for the voiced one, which is a big fuck you. It lets you like actually role play and has like really interesting dialogue options, unlike Fallout 4. It lets you role play as a moron, which is something we haven't seen from Fallout since New Vegas.
yeah.
It's just and it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look like it looks like Fallout in some aspects, but it's also got things from like Borderland. It's got a little bit of like you said, Cowboy Bebop in there. It looks like this really terrific combination of all this other stuff, and it just looks so good. Like I'm really looking forward to it.
I love New Vegas, so I mean, anything they're making, I'm always for Obsidian because they're a really good development
Mhm.
developer. Uh,
Mhm.
they know how to make games, so
Mhm.
It's like the only thing, of course, I
about
have to
that. But
worry.
yes, that is a
Yeah, like the only thing I have to worry about this, the Outer Worlds, is basically, let's just hope it's not like a typical RPG game where it's like it's great, but it's like super buggy and unoptimized.
Yeah, that's my only concern about it.
Yeah, that's basically the only thing I'm worried about this game. Like, they'll probably patch it if there's any issues, but
Mhm.
like they did with Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, because yeah, of course it was a little bit buggy, but I could still play those games.
Mhm. It's like I like also that Outer Worlds is not some like giant open world thing. Like it's like smaller areas with more detail in them because I'm just so tired of open world games at this point.
Yeah, it's like I'm actually getting more interested in like semi open world games, or
Yeah,
kind of like I mean, Witcher 3 wasn't a semi open world. It was kind of open world, like, well, granted, you had these
is
big ass zones to explore,
yeah,
but like
it's pretty open world.
yeah, like I don't know if you guys played Vampire or know the game Vampire.
I know it. I
That's
just haven't played it.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a semi open world, because like you got these kind of zones you can explore. They're pretty big, not as big as Witcher 3, but they're still pretty big. And the only loading screens you really have to go to is like when you head to the next zone and the other one and the other one, etc. So
Mhm.
I don't know, like I think like they said, like that's what I think. I think like the Outer Worlds, they're either gonna style the world is either like a semi-open world or like how KOTOR did it.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the open worlds, Epic Steve?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to anything they're gonna put out. Because Obsidian's a very good company. I like I said, I did forget about Outer. I did forget about that game, but I will definitely be up whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
If I
It looks to be like one of these mid-tier games too, which is good.
have stuff 2019, so I'm gonna be broke.
You'll have Resident Evil 2, you'll have Fire Emblem, you'll have like February and January are just packed. Like just packed with stuff. It's crazy.
Buying 2 games in February.
Yeah. I'm buying 2 games at the end of January and a new console for one of those games. So it's like, yeah. Just Jesus. So my number 1, it should absolutely come as no surprise to anybody. Definitely for anybody who just knows, very little about me, is BioWare's Anthem, which looks fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to Anthem. And yeah, Anthem is my favorite, my most anticipated game of 2019.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be Kingdom Hearts 3.
What's
Really?
that? What's that?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. Wait, no. Wait, I got that code. I won't say anymore. Okay, so, anyways, it's like again for me, I just don't. I don't hate Anthem, but I just don't trust it because it just kind of, for me personally, screams Destiny clone. And
yeah, it is. Just Destiny clone.
I'm really afraid that if this game bombs, BioWare is dead.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think they're gonna die after this just because they announced Dragon Age 4, but
yeah, but if that game dies, then yeah, they're totally
yeah. But in all seriousness, though,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
yes, absolutely. I like the channel is basically has been building up to this game, so I don't even think, and here's the thing, I don't even think this game is going to be the best one in the series. I honestly don't. I think my favorite in the series is still going to be 2.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard to top that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to keep my expectations in check with this. Like, especially seeing all the trailers for it, especially, oh my god, especially the new one, which no one should watch the new one. Don't be
that one. Yeah, like that one pissed me off because I was like, as soon as you messaged me about it, I went to my YouTube recommendation and I saw it and I'm like, what is this? Some kind of paradox thing where if Razer tells me something, it'll appear and my nose will start bleeding?
No, don't do it. Don't be better than me.
Stay away from that because I don't want to spoil myself. I do.
Yeah.
Yes, they spoil quite a bit in that new trailer. Which
yeah, I saw it, but I didn't watch it, of course.
Okay, but it looks like that was like 4 minutes of my jaw just hitting the floor. I'm like I cannot. I'm not gonna be ready for this game. I'm still not ready for this game. I don't think I'm ever gonna be ready for this game, but I'm not gonna pass up the opportunity to play it. But it's really hard to keep my expectations in check for it because I see all this amazing stuff, and I have to constantly remind myself that it's like, hey, you said the same thing about Final Fantasy 15, and look how that turned out. Hey, you said the same thing about Batman Arkham Knight, and look how that turned out. Hey, you said the same thing about
Those
this.
games look
like,
so promising, though.
yeah, that's the power of a good trailer. It's like, oh my god, this looks so good, and then but like all the stuff they showed for Final Fantasy 15, I was like this game's gonna be incredible, and it just was so. Ugh. But this Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, has a much better chance of of being good just because it's Tetsuo Nomura. He knows what he's doing after all this time, which, and it hasn't been in development hell like Final Fantasy 15 was. So it's been in development for a long time. It's been in development for 5 plus years, but it hasn't been in the public eye like Versus /15 was, thankfully. So And the weird thing too, like I have just this like vision in my head of how it's gonna go, and already from the trailers that I've been seeing, it's like topping what I expected this game to be. Like that rarely ever happens where I'm like, what would be the ideal version of this game for me? And just thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait for this. But then it's like Square Enix comes out and is like, nah, your vision of our gaming shit. You wanna see some real Kingdom Hearts for PS4? Here you go. And it's just like I love you. I hate you, but I love you right now. But it's yeah, it's it's tough. It's really tough keeping my expectations in check. And like I said, I don't.
It's still weird that's gonna be on an Xbox One as well.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm fine with it, but I just think it's strange that they haven't put any of the past games on the Xbox One yet. People are going to be confused as shit when that game comes out. Yeah, and when they're going to be like, who is this? Who is that? Why is that guy in a mask? Why is that person so important? It's just...
like I'll be frank. I've only beaten the second. Well, let's see. Well, I've beaten the 1 and 2. I've never played any of the other games.
You're gonna be so lost.
Like I said, I am gonna be so well. That's why I said. Well, I think I said before. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said before. I'm trying to like watch all the other Kingdom Hearts like playthroughs, right? Just watch them.
Yeah.
So then it's like I'll get caught up on all of them. There's even a specific order. So like at least I won't get lost, but that's probably I'll do it, of course. But just like it's probably gonna take me a while before I get Kingdom Hearts free because I wanna try to catch up to all of this.
Yeah, but it's just
even the in between games are in. So yeah,
like I can't even believe that we're almost like less than a month and a half away from it. Like I can't believe this. And I know it sounds really lame to say that playing a video game is one of the most anticipated things of your life, but right now
I wouldn't say that.
well, it sounds lame on paper, but this game, Kingdom Hearts 3, the game that this entire channel has been building towards, I mean I don't even know what I'm going to make of it when it comes out. Like I don't know.
Plus, everyone in the audience needs to understand that, like, it's when number 1 and 2 were out, so
yeah.
Now we're all grown, so
yeah.
If like I'm sorry to interrupt. It's like I was just gonna say real quick was like the only thing I'm expecting at Kingdom Hearts free is like I hope it's at least a little as good as Kingdom Hearts 2. At least for me, it's like it doesn't have to be as if it's greater than the second game, then it's like wow, that'd be great.
That's not like.
Yeah, what's that like? Considering Kingdom Hearts 2 is like probably my favorite game ever.
That is godlike if it's better than number 2.
Yeah. Like, but the little bit that have either of you ever played the Fragmentary Passage, the one like little Kingdom Hearts 3 demo that came with like the prologue that came with 2.8?
Well, no, because I only played the first and second game, so I never played any of.
So Fragmentary Passage, it's like a little taste of what the combat in Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be. I was so pleased with what I played from that.
Okay.
And the boss fight that ends the game, like it's like a 2 to 3 hour little prologue to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh,
but
what boss is it?
It's do you remember in the trailer like the giant like tide of Heartless, like the regular Heartless? It's like that giant.
Oh yeah, in Twilight Town.
Yeah, you fight like a giant like one of those, and it's that fight where it's Aqua and Mickey versus the demon tide of Heartless. That is the best boss fight in the entire series, in my opinion.
I just hope that's like that's not like you think well no it's gonna degrade that.
Yeah.
I hope not. Well, I mean Kingdom Hearts 2 was like the boss fights are pretty good, especially when Sora was like, yeah, I'm gonna go one-man army on all these Heartless. Like,
yeah. I love it.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna do that again in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah,
I guarantee he's gonna
it's in one of the trailers.
Oh, okay.
Ex-
I
So
except
he actually turns to Heartless #2. Like,
yeah, it's like in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's like 1,000 Heartless. Nah, how about 1,000,000 Heartless? And like, what the
yeah,
fuck? And they have like 1,000,000 Heartless and 1,000,000 Unversed and 1,000,000 Nobodies. It's just like, okay, cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. 1,000,000
yeah,
Heartless
like
challenge. I'll take it.
yeah, it was like yeah, like you said, like in the second game he battled like 1,000 hearts at once, so
Yeah,
that was pretty badass.
that was awesome. And then even like the one like all the boss fights against the Organization 13 members in 2 I think are great. So
The only thing we can all agree on is the Aqua fight was
uh
what was that? The what
Demix.
was the guy's name?
Demix.
What was, Demix?
Demix, yeah. I
Yeah,
hated
like,
him.
like basically it was like, rock on.
Dance water,
He's got,
dance.
yeah, exactly. And he's got all these,
I hate that
all
guy.
these. I'm trying to remember how the fight exactly does. Basically, I think if you miss a clone, you die. You
Yeah.
insta die for some reason.
If you don't kill a specified number of clones within a certain like time limit, you fail. I'm like, that is so stupid.
And you know, it's like he actually had like I was actually excited to fight him, but then like I was like, okay, so I beat him. It's like he's not gonna die, is he? He's like, oh, he's gonna die. Oh, great.
Yeah. He's in 3, by the way.
Yeah, because
I was
like
like, God
I
damn it.
totally understand because like basically it's like if the Heartless still exists, then the Nobody still exists. So
Yeah.
you know,
I
it
saw
makes sense.
I saw him. I was like, right, this game's not going to be perfect. He's in it. That already disqualifies it from being perfect.
It's like the only if I would remake his boss fights, like just don't just let us fight his water clones, but don't give us this kind of time limit thing.
Yeah,
Like
I
yeah,
hope
that's it.
I hope they learned from because it's been 13 years since Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay, yeah, and another
It's been
thing,
so
the only
long.
like the only two major things I didn't like about Kingdom Hearts 2, of course, was the Demix fight and the Little Mermaid. Don't do the Little Mermaid ever again. Don't
Well,
because like
Ariel's
the
in
first
it as
one-
a summon. She's in it as a summon, but that's it. Thankfully.
like you know it sucked because I actually liked the first level, but the first game, how they did that world, but then the second one is like, yeah, you're just stuck here in this little. Well, you just like go for little areas and then like you sing musical numbers and that's all you do. Like,
Ugh. It's god awful.
yeah, it sucks.
need more of Winnie the Pooh's world.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
That was
always,
that was disappointing.
I'll admit, like I loved the 100 Acre Wood
Yeah,
wood
100 Acre
stuff
Wood.
in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 because it was just so wholehearted, you know, like
Yeah.
it was,
Exactly.
It's a break
Yeah,
from all the
like-
fighting too.
I
Yeah.
really liked that about it.
Yeah.
I don't feel you didn't fight any Heartless in 100 Acre Wood, right? No, okay, because I was
You
like,
could
then-
fight bees. That was it.
yeah, that's exactly.
Those fucking bees.
Yeah, the beast kind of pissed me off, but it was like still was like, you know,
Oh dear.
it was yeah, it was like you said, like it was such a great world because it gave you like
Mhm.
time to rest. Basically, it's almost like time to rest up, heal, and just have a good time. Like, don't
Yeah.
worry about the Heartless for a while. You
Well,
know, it was so fun.
It's in 3, but it looks to be almost like puzzle mini games now.
Yeah.
Where I guess like every world in Kingdom Hearts 3 has a dedicated mini game you can play, but it looks like I was like okay, so if they have like mini games in all the worlds, considering 100 Acre Wood is just a collection of mini games, I don't think it's going to be in 3. And then 100 Acre Wood shows up anyway. I'm like, "Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Sure."
I think like I'll be honest, my favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 3 so far, and it's like surprisingly enough, it's like it's one of my least favorite worlds, but it looks like they're like we're going to make it better. Is definitely the Pirates of the Caribbean world.
That looks so
just-
good.
I know, like when you looked at the second game, it looked, and I'll say it like this: it wasn't a terrible world. It just visually, it looked very muddy and disgusting, and the characters looked like, and you know, I can understand I can understand it's like Jack and Will Turner and all those characters. They looked ridiculous compared to what Sora, Donald, and Goofy looked like.
Yeah.
But in this one, in this world, it's like they actually look a little more fit in per
Hmm.
se. And like again, the water looks great, the ship looks great. It's it's almost like and they even did a comparison with Pirates of the Caribbean free and the Kingdom Hearts free gameplay. It almost looks exactly the same. Like, oh man,
It's got underwater
It looks
sections,
good.
which it's got underwater sections, so they're taking the things that people actually liked about or liked about Atlantica from Kingdom Hearts 1, and they're like, we're gonna make it better, and we're just gonna put it in Kingdom Hearts 3's Pirates World. I'm like, sure, okay, whatever.
yeah, that's fine as long as we don't get some stupid musical numbers.
I think the only like no bullshit. I think the only musical number we're gonna get is just "Let It Go" for Frozen. That's it.
I know we
Okay.
get a musical number Frozen because it's
Yeah.
Frozen.
Because
I
Nomura said "Let It Go" is gonna be in there somewhere. I was like, all
I
right.
was like, yeah, like I'm definitely one of those guys that's like I was sick of Frozen because it was all over my town and neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
you had Frozen memorabilia, whatever. Like people be singing "Let It Go" in the streets. I'm like, shut up.
I
It's
love
been a year.
I actually love Frozen. I love Let It Go, but even I'm like sick of hearing about it.
Exactly.
It's
I
like
like
yeah,
Frozen, but they overplayed that.
Yeah.
exactly. Because
It's like
like
its own religion at this point.
yeah, it's exactly. But I'm not, and I'm. I wonder if like we're going to fight a snow monster, like a Sora's going to fight like basically Elsa's snow
Yes,
monster. That'd be pretty
Wanna
he
cool.
fight a
is.
snowman?
He is.
You
He
want to
he
fight a snowman? Yeah.
he fights the giant like Yeti one, I think it was Marshmallow is what its name was.
Yeah.
And then it becomes his ally. I was like, okay, sure, fuck it.
That's cool.
Sure.
Um the Now it's like I wonder, are they going to keep it? I wonder if they're going to like change it where it's like you can actually have if you have to change one of your companions or like you could actually keep
No, you can keep
uh
all of them.
oh okay, so like you can imagine like I could keep Donald, Goofy, and Elsa if I'm in her.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. That's
When
nice.
you're in the Toy Story world, you Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Woody and Buzz are all like in one team. You don't
Oh
have to
wow,
switch out.
okay.
Yeah,
That's a change I definitely wanted in
That's
Kingdom
welcome
Hearts
to.
because like
yeah,
yeah, because like well yeah, you could still make the enemies tougher because hey, we got more companions now, so
yeah.
like it's okay if you make the enemies tougher. But I think like when I saw I was absolutely in love with the Toy Story world mainly because of the music, especially when Sora gets on the giant robot and
Yes. Oh
you get
my
that theme,
God.
you get that song of like da 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 da
The
da da. It's like
the cloud battle theme. Yeah.
yeah, like oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
We haven't really heard a lot of music from the game aside from like the small little bits of music we've heard here and there. It's mostly just been the lyrics songs from the game that we've seen in the trailers. So like I'm like you know me and Yoko Shimomura, like I absolutely like adore that woman. So I'm like anything
Who
she does,
doesn't?
yeah, like anything she does, I'm like I'm there. But we haven't really
yeah,
heard anything from it. Like not really. But the only like major there's like I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's like one thing that they showed at Tokyo Game Show that I really wish they hadn't. But the music for it was just like, oh my god, like this. Yes, yes, this is right. This is correct.
yeah,
But I'm
because
Kingdom Hearts 3.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're good. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
that was amazing.
yeah. It was a gush
Well, this
fest.
was
Last thing I
amazing.
want to talk about is this is not a game, but I'm just
I
hyped
know.
for Joker Smash next year. So
Yes. Oh my
gotta
god.
pick that up.
Oh, wait, what?
The Joker from Persona 5 is gonna be in Smash Bros.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I again like actually I'm excited too when it's like I haven't even played Persona, but I like the character so much that I'm like, oh yeah, bring on Joker in Smash.
Man, you need to get on Persona 5. Persona 5 is
I know,
Great
like
game, great
it's
game.
it's legit.
definitely gonna be, because I'm a fighter pass.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh, I am
gonna be
too.
getting him from day one. So I was like, thank you, Joker.
I
And
can't
when
wait.
it
I
came,
can't wait for Piranha Plant. Like I
I'll
want
be playing Piranha too.
I
I
want
got
to.
so many characters I'm playing.
Yeah.
That was nice of them to like offer him as a free DLC character, basically.
Mhm.
For early adopters. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, you know, I always like wondered who the funniest thing, the funny, people, of course, they want Waluigi to be in it. They want Doom Guy, freaking
He.
Doom
That
Guy,
would be
like,
awesome.
That'd be amazing. He's
Imagine
recovered.
they either have Doom Guy or they have a Dovahkiin in it.
yeah,
They have a really good relationship with Bethesda. It's possible.
yeah. They
And
could like,
I can't roll anything out now because some of the people in Smash I never expected to be in Smash. So
Hmm.
like, it's Snake back. Like, how did they get Snake back?
I
the funniest thing, of course, is like, I've heard people say, oh, they want to put Marvel or Capcom characters in. Well, they already put Capcom
eh,
characters in, but they want to put
yeah.
that in because, because the Ultimate Alliance free. It's like, sure, that's cool, but it's like that's their own thing. They're not just gonna do that now that Nintendo's doing that.
Yeah.
There's still gonna be game characters, like characters that still.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Goku is probably a good. Goku is like the most Goku. Oh, isn't like Goku and Banjo Kazooie like the big two ones people want?
yeah, because
Yeah,
like,
I think Banjo Kazooie
they're
would probably come over Goku though.
Yeah.
There, I have seen some fan games of Goku in a Smash-oriented fan game, and he actually plays really good. And I'm like, yeah, he could actually work in a Smash game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Smash
You know?
Flash, he works really well.
Yep.
He,
He's not like OP or whatever. He actually works really good.
yeah. I'm just very excited to see what the next DLC characters are after Joker. You start out with Joker, it's like it's gonna be really hard to top that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be top Joker. But what I'm thinking is, this is a theory. If Kingdom Hearts 3 ever, like, along the line is in the Switch, I'm
Well, it doesn't even. I don't even think it necessarily needs to be on the Switch because they got Cloud in there, and Cloud
at Cloud, yeah.
like Final
It
Fantasy
is
VII
coming.
isn't coming to Switch until 2019.
Yeah, 2019. Final Fantasy 7 is coming.
Yeah.
To Switch. So that might have been one of the reasons, like they already had in development, or who knows? They just want to put him in there because he was in there in the Wii U.
Oh yeah, he was there in the Wii U. Oh yeah, that was like 2015, 2014.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was characters.
It's possible. It's totally possible they could put Sora in there if Disney is willing
It's
to play
sort of
ball.
work just because World of Light.
Yeah. Oh god, don't even get me started on World of Light.
I love World of Light so much.
Yeah, like my
Love it.
funny enough, as we're talking, my dad is gonna like get a second controller, and I'm finally gonna fight my brother in Smash. So, but also too, like, the one thing that we already gonna start the fight is, like, he says Simon sucks. I'm like, I'm gonna play Simon, and you'll see how you'll
Simon's
like it.
good. Simon's
Yeah,
a
like,
badass.
so,
It's really good.
yeah, his main is Captain Falcon. So
He's not gonna touch you.
Falcon Punch.
yeah, Captain Falcon. Like, I don't mean to keep extending this talking about Smash.
No,
but,
go ahead. I don't care.
I think Captain Falcon is like the second fastest fighter in the Smash roster next to Sonic. I mean, Sonic will always be the
Yeah.
fastest personally. Um, yeah, he's really good if you like put your mind to it. But like,
Yeah.
Simon just caught on to me because he has good melee attacks, good range, especially with his whip and his axe and his holy water. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Who is me and my brother went into the funniest arguments ever, like, because I said, like, my defense, I was like, look, Echo Fighters are Echo Fighters, they aren't different. And he's like, no, they are different. I'm like, what can they do differently, huh? Oh, they're different skin fighter, and they may do a different moves here and there, but they're still the same. It's like, again, the whole Ryu Ken thing. Ryu and Ken are basically, well, granted, like, we're talking about, like, I would say Street Fighter 2. They're basically the same character. It's not like Street Fighter 4 or 5 where Ken's moves were vastly different to make him a different fighter than Ryu.
Yeah.
There are similar fighters to the initial fighter, so they're called Echo. They just have a few differences. Like Ken in Smash 4, I mean Smash Ultimate is faster and his Tatsu hits more. Because Ryu's Tatsu only hits once or something like that. The same
Yeah,
character.
it's
Yeah.
like again, what do you guys think? Like, do you think Echo Fighters same or the same or?
I
The
think
only
they're the
Echo Fighter
same.
I think is different is like Lucina, just because the whole tipper Marth. If you chip her, you can kill at like 40, but if you don't kill to like 150. Lucina can kill you at 90 no matter what. So I
Yeah,
just that's the only thing. I just prefer her because she's more consistent killing.
They're the
yeah,
same for me.
yeah. Because I'm like, I think like he said like he preferred Simon's Echo Fighter more than Simon. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing against Simon's Echo Fighter. I'm just like, really? Like, what's wrong with Simon? Like, what can Simon's Echo Fighter do different than him that I can't remember?
Actually, I think Simon Richter are exactly the same. I don't even think they have any discrepancy between them.
Yeah, because well, actually, I gotta look. Hold on, I gotta look this up. See, if it does anything different than Simon?
Pretty sure Simon Richter are the same character.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to like say is like because again, like Echo Fight. That's my defense. Look, Echo Fighters, they're sure they do stuff a little differently, but they are hit for hit the same fighter.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, differences from Simon. Like I'll read it out to you guys. Richter has a different idle animation where he moves more, appearing more impatient while standing. Okay, okay. So I guess aesthetic means like it's not a cosmetic difference. It's not like a actual gameplay difference.
Hmm.
Let's see.
They
Okay,
have the
so
same
yeah,
speed, same recovery, and same moves.
So you both are more
yeah.
knowledgeable about that than I am. Like I literally like Smash Brothers Ultimate is like my first one that I've really gotten into.
Okay, so he's only got like a different special move. I'm like, that's it. I'm like,
Oh,
everything
he
else,
don't.
like he's basically the same. Let's see. Is oh yeah, his holy
Just
water is
because I
different.
like how Richter looks. Like that's my only thing.
Yeah, that's cool. All I'm saying is like, I'm calling him a completely different fighter than Simon is ridiculous. I'm just saying, like, to my brother, because like again, like oh, his holy water's an aura attack. Like that's it. That's all he does differently. Like, how you gonna call him a different fighter? Like
They're the same
like
fighter.
yeah, like that's like calling. Well, I was almost gonna say that's like calling Luigi an Echo Fighter. He's not an Echo Fighter. He's way different than Mario.
It's totally different. They're just like night.
Yeah, like Luigi's more faster. Of course, he's got a different smash. He's got his own. You know.
Up B's different. Just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
I think that's it.
I think that's a good place to end this on.
Okay.
All right. Thank you both for making the time to do this with me. Like we've gone
No
on for
problem.
over 2 hours. Not a lot of people would chat with me for over 2 hours, but
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice.
I I'm very grateful to you two for talking to me for that length of time.
No, no problem.
I love talking to like-minded people about games.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do too. It's very enjoyable. Epic Steve, where can people find more of your work, sir?
You can find me on Epic Steve on YouTube. I'm the first person that shows up. I cheated the algorithm. Yay. But you go on the channel, you can find
Okay, subscribed.
on Discord.
And Claylex, where can people find your content, sir?
All right, well, let's see. I got two YouTube channels. I got my gameplay channel. I got my other channel. I'm mostly doing comic book reviews at the moment. I got a Twitch channel. They're all usually the second channel is called Clay Does Other Stuff, and I got a Twitter, of course, Claylex one because someone already had their name go Claylex, and I think that's it.
Cool.
You're the one who's playing Dying Light because I'm looking to subscribe to you.
Yes, I'm the one with the Dying Light content. Very good game too, by the way. Go.
Yeah, like I said, Dying Light is a great game.
Yeah, it sucks that I wanted to put Dying Light 2 on the list, but like they said it's coming out next year, but at the same time they're like, we're not so sure. You know, like I think the devs said that we're not so sure if it's going to be coming out at 2019. I mean, I'm so excited for it because it's being written by one of my favorite writers out there, Chris Aveline.
All right. Well, thank you so much to both of you for coming on. It's much appreciated, and I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you guys about all these video games that we're looking forward to in 2019. And I
No
hope
problem.
that if we are still talking and if my channel is still going on by 2020, we can come back and do this again next year.
Yep.
Be up for it.
Alrighty. Well, thank you to everyone watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let us know what your most anticipated games of 2019 are. And as always, I am Razorblade Mango. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.